Howdy, guys, and welcome back to another Albert Engel Pro Cycling Career Mode in Pro Cycling Manager 2024. This episode, we hit the mountains of Spain from Palencia to Pico Villacross. I don't know how I say these names, if I'm honest. We're at 80% fitness, so the kind of usual regime to our world tour is going on at the moment, where we start very underbaked, except we're probably a little bit too underbaked. 80% is not the most ideal to start a Volta campaign in, but anyway, we're still sitting in second place. We got beat in the TT. We've managed around a top 10, I think, roughly in the opening two road stages. But this one is where we're going to kind of quickly find out how everyone is going. Ulsbrooks and Sexus, the other two big favourites.
The fourth stage of the Vuelta. The riders have got their first day in the mountains ahead of them, and there's plenty to create time differences. There are 4 mountain passes on the menu: the Puerto de Cabeza Velosa, the Alto de Piornal, the Puerto de Mirabete, and then the final ascent of the Pico Bilhuercas. It was on that climb that Romain Bardet claimed victory in 2021 at the end of a superb breakaway. However, this time the road takes to a different flank, and the ascent is far more irregular, with notably 3 kilometers at 14% just before the finish.
There you go. It is a very steep climb to wrap this stage up. Kind of where all the action's at. However, it has been an aggressive start. Tobias Foss is on the front. You can see all the T-Rex crew alongside him. That is because it is their man, Van Wilder, in the lead currently. Had a fantastic opening prologue and a very good opening 2 road stages as well to go alongside that. So he seems to be in a rather good shape, we've got to say. Up and over the top of this cat too, we've got 4 riders in the breakaway. Things are settling down back here. So what we might do is skip up to the Pico Velocross unless anything kicks off, i.e. us trying to steal 5th in that intermediate sprint point. All right, we'll catch you guys later on into the action. All right, you join us as we just went over an uncategorized climb, but boy, the pace was hot. So hot that Albert actually slipped backwards in the peloton. And he's splitting back there as well. We're going to just do a quick sweep through of the favourites, see how everyone's going. First off is Van Wilder. He's actually maybe arguably in a little bit better shape than Albert. Let's go read on Knox. No, we can't get that much of a read on him, unfortunately. Where is Mr. Ulsbrooks? Let's get a read on him. Oof, he is in good shape. He's looking a little bit stronger than Albert, that is for sure. Riccatello as well, let's get a bit of a read on him. Looks like he's feeling a little bit better than Albert as well. This is always the catch when you come into these grand tours a little bit undercooked. Albert had 2 rest weeks. He split them up though, but 2 rest weeks after the tour, which does not seem to be the recipe for success early on, at least in this Volta. But never fear, we're just kind of limiting our losses in these early road stages, I think. Hopefully Albert gets to hit some better form later on in this Volta, but we don't want to put ourselves to bed too soon. I'm sure we'll be able to do something on this final climb. Right, and we are hitting the slopes now. As you heard, 15k to go, or maybe you guys didn't hear that, but we have 15k to go. Pretty much all of it, not even pretty much, all of it is uphill. My mouse has been playing something a bit funny to me as of late. I don't know why that is the case. I'm gonna have to plug it back into the computer, but that's fine. We are on the slopes now. We got Bookman still to protect us. We have Vlasov looking pretty decent as well. We might call on him very soon. I probably want Drea. He can stay in the line for now. That's fine. I'm just going to get a read on Ulsbrooks. He's feeling that little bit better than us. Oh, maybe not actually. Maybe not better than us. Albert seems to be doing okay. He seems to turn a corner maybe, potentially. All right, let's keep fast forwarding more up to the big steep section. All right, we're switching over Vlasov to protect Albert now. We are on that very steep section. We're going to adjust Albert's effort. We'll switch to Vlasov. He can transcend himself. And let's see how we go. It's a very steep section. It's basically a wall in front of us. We're just keeping an eye around us. Ulsbrook's just behind us. Van Wilder behind Ulsbrook's, or just in front of Ulsbrook's, we should say. We'll take the gel with Albert now. We're under 3K to go. Here's Yao Almeida for Visma. Looking okay here. I'm not too concerned just yet. We're going to keep on 83 for now. Might have to move up very shortly though. Looks like Ulsbrook's is actually on the move. Van Wilder's coming backwards. Not really much changing here. We're going to move ourselves up onto his wheel quickly. We've got plenty left in the tank. We've moved our way onto Ulsbrook's wheel. He's about to crack. It's Riccatello leading things out. We've got 500 meters left. 400, 300. All right, let's hit the sprint with Albert. We're going to surge up to the line. It's such an iconic Roglic move, that one, really. Yeah, it was really a Roglic-esque kind of move in the Bora kit to take the win there. A little bit too good. Playing it a lot smarter than he normally does, which is maybe he's getting a bit old and he's starting to be a bit wiser in these mountain stages. But taking a nice little win, should be around a 16-second time bonus, lead gain on the road, and a 10-second time bonus as well. That's going to be the red jersey 100% back on Albert's shoulders, or for the first time in this Volta. Say back on his shoulders from last year's. All right, there it is. 15 seconds on the road over Riccatello. Ulsbrook's there in third, 19 seconds back. Teo Gegenhardt actually up there for Liddell Trek, 24 seconds back, and Enrique Mas rounding out the top 5, 48 seconds back. Jeez, I can't read. In terms of GC, it's Teo moving up in the second. Albert takes over the lead. Teo a minute 5 back. Ulsbrook's at a minute 26, same time as Riccatello, and a minute 31 back to Van Wilder. That is about as good as an opening mountain stage could have went for us. Albert moves into second on best climber. Benu retains that one, 16 points to the good at the moment for him. Tesson still leads the points classification. Albert in fifth in that one. Young Rider obviously still on Albert's shoulders. Ulsbrook's will wear that one tomorrow. And team class is with Visma Lab now. All right, let's get into stage 5. We got the news we already knew, but Riccatello joining Liddell Trek and Pogacar. That is going to be a very good squad next season, 100%. All right, let's get into stage 5. All right, stage 5 is a pancake flat, at least for the Volta flat stage for the sprinters, really. But you can see for the Volta means a couple little rises along the way until probably the last 25, 30K there is all flat into the finish. So definitely one for the fastmen.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fuente del Maestre for the start of the 5th stage of the Vuelta. The peloton will be heading south to Seville, where after 170 kilometers of gentle terrain, we should see the sprinters fight it out for victory.
All right, guys. Albert is back on the front as usual, looking pretty cool in that all red shoes, red socks to match as well. Yeah, looks pretty tricked out. We're gonna jump all the way forward to that sprint point. I don't think much will really kick off in this stage. I'm sure it'll be mostly transitional. Obviously an aggressive start, pretty typical of early stages in the Grand Tours, at least in my career. But yeah, that's about it for now. We'll see you guys at that sprint point and then the finish. All right, we are not far off that sprint point. I can actually see it just around the corner. We're going to try and get the jump, I think. Here we go. We're launching into it now. We've got Milano alongside us. I think this is a little bit too soon for Albert, but that is not bad. That is some points gained over Tess, and we're actually up into 4th with that one, 50 points now. And it was 4th on the road. Milano getting 3rd and 15 points. Stewart was in 5th to round that out. So went about as good as we could have hoped. Right, you've joined us at 10K to go. We've decided to give the Bora boys the day off, basically. No one up here for the sprint train. I think Vlasov actually is riding the highest out of everyone, which is, if we're going for a lead out, not ideal at all. I am thinking I'm going to search for Milano's wheel, and I'm going to use sneaking just to slip my way up onto that one. We should be able to push most people out of the way. We have found Milano. Now he's lost his train. Do we try and surf wheels to a new one? I don't know. I'm kind of semi-confident with Milano. I'm just kind of looking around here, just whilst I still have sneaking available. I want to get back onto Milano's wheel, please. Please swing across. Grab that one, Albert, will you? Perfect. He's managed to latch on. Anbaru coming through there. Oh, this is all messy. If I'm honest, I think Milano's too far back and there's no more sneaking left. And it's a big wide open sprint. Yeah, this is not going to be anything for Albert, I don't think. Let's have a look at who gets the win. Stemley, another maiden Grand Tour stage winner. Jenik Stemley, the German on Interwanti. Tessen managed second. Casper Pedersen in third. Caleb Ewan rides for AG2R now. That's random. In fourth, nothing for Albert, unfortunately. But yeah, Jenik Stemley, his maiden Grand Tour stage win. Chapeau to him. The Volta crowning a lot of maiden wins. No changes on GC, no changes to KOM. Main change on points class is Albert up into fourth, but Tessen keeps extending that lead. He's almost got double second place. He's looking very strong for that class at the moment, and no changes in the rest. All right, let's get into stage 6. Oh, but first we have another skill point, which we are leveling up all of a race at the moment. So we'll keep going for stealth and let's get into stage 6. All right, stage 6, a medium mountain stage from Jerez de la Frontera to Yancarera. Looks like this is going to be a tricky stage to control, that is for sure. Albert's hopefully going to arrive at some better form sooner or later. Let's get into it and see how we fare.
Hello and welcome to all. Here we are in the southernmost part of Spain at Jerez de la Frontera for the start of the 6th stage of this Vuelta. It's another hard day in the saddle for the peloton, with 5 climbs on the menu, notably the Puerto del Boyar. This first category mountain pass will be crossed at the 67-kilometer mark. Thereafter, it's a succession of short climbs and third category passes, including the ascent to the finish in the village of Junquera. It's typically a stage that could see the success of a long-distance breakaway.
I think our man, the commentator, might be right with 16 riders up the road. Maybe that one rider's been dropped. No, it looks like he's going to get back up there. Yeah, so 16 riders up the road, 4 minutes given, although it looks like the Visma... No, it's the Bora boys actually, sorry, on the front, not the Visma crew. So used to saying Visma. Looks like the Bora boys are switching on a little bit. Looks like 5 minutes the maximum maybe they're going to give, or almost 6 minutes actually. Maybe we'll get them back. It's going to be hard to tell. But first up, we've got to navigate the Puerto del Boyar. Looks like a very tricky climb to navigate. A max of 12%, average is 6, up a 15k slope. All right, let's get onto it and see how we fare. Right, you join us around the halfway mark, and there is 10 minutes 35 lead on the road. We're going to start riding, not really to bring the group back, but more to ensure we don't lose the red jersey, because one of the little Trek guys is up there and he happens to be only, I think it was like 40 seconds last check from us from taking the red jersey. So we need to switch on a little bit here. Move Albert up to 74. We'll get Adrea and Fost to relay rather aggressively. And that should turn that, yeah, it already is. It should turn the tide pretty quickly. Right, we're up and over that climb. Unfortunately, Adrea is pretty much cooked, and so I would say the same for Tobias Foss. That leaves just Roglic on the front. It's been yet to and throwing from coming back to blowing out again. It's at 9 minutes 30, which is good. I believe that is enough for us to remain in the lead. So we're happy with the current situation. But at that being said, it would be nice to be able to go for the stage win. However, with 30k to go, 9 minutes on the road, it ain't going to happen. But you never know at all what can happen in the Volta. That is. We've got some attacks here. Gregor and Great seem to be a bit restless. Want to get some lead on the bunch as much as they can. Adrea and Foss have moved back to the front, doing very, very well. So well, in fact, it's completely split the front of the peloton here at the moment. But yeah, that is, well, Roglic actually done, so we might pop him back on predefined. But Tobias Foss and Andrea look like they're doing an incredibly well job at the moment. What I'm thinking is it's time to form a little bit of a sprint train. So I think Danny Martinez and Mr. Vlasov are the immediate two I want. Then Bookman, followed by Sachman, and then Andrea, followed by Tobias Foss. We'll move Foss onto effort, 87, and we've got a fair few attacks happening at the moment. So need him to remain on the front as long as possible just to keep things roughly together as we get onto the slopes of this final climb. All right, we can jump a little bit more forward again and we'll see you guys on it. But it looks like we've got the gap under control. We're not going to lose the red jersey. Right, that is Tobias done and dusted. He's sitting up. We might get him onto Albert's wheel even. And it's Andrea's turn to hit the front. He's doing a nice job by the looks of it. Under 6K to go at the front of the bike raceway. We've got to remember 6 minutes 30 back. But it looks like Andrea is almost done. There he goes. He is cooked. We're going to pop Sachman now on the front. We'll sit Andrea up. He's done a nice job though. Credit to him. Only 77 riders left in this bunch. We're going to go pretty hard and pretty deep here with Sachman. It looks like he's doing a very strong job. That is great. Once again, trying to attack over the top. He's 11th on GC. But yeah, he's all under control. Sachman has his number. And that is his turn done though. So it is next up with Bookman. Did a long day on the front, or protecting Albert, riding in front of him, but his day is not done yet. He is ready to really rip and tear. 70 riders left in this group now. It is splintering back there, that is for sure. And up ahead, Sebastian Berwick getting the stage win. Shout out to him. All right, we've got Bookman here. We can really ramp it, I think. Really use the rest of him up. He's done a very excellent job, though. And we can now go with Vlasov next at 99 effort. But yeah, very nice job by Bookman. We're under the kite to go. We're going to launch sprint with Vlasov now over the top with Danny Martinez. And next up with Albert. There's going to be a little bit of time gains here potentially. Ulsbrooks managed to follow through. Martinez in 13th, Albert in 12th, leading up the bunch sprint. A couple riders dropped from that early break, but I don't think we'll gain... Oh, we'll gain 4 points in the sprint class for it. That's what we'll gain. And maybe some potential time bonuses on the road to any of the TTers that were left in that group. All right, there he is, Sebastian Berwick, another maiden Grand Tour stage win in this tour. It's just relentless how many there's been. Theo Gegenhardt losing a little bit of time, a minute 24. Obviously, Ulsbrooks gaining time, Riccatello losing time, and Enrique Mas managed to retain the same time as Albert there. Benu actually extends his lead out to 27 points in the KOM class. Tesson still leads the points class, but Benu, he's been in so many breakaways. He's actually up in the second place on that class. No changes to Young Ride except for Kian moving into second place of that one. And Little Trek still leading. No, they've overtaken, Visma in the team class. So new leader in the team class. All right, guys, that is it for this episode. Just do a quick check through. Ooh, some pretty big news there. Ayuso on the move to DSM. Rider for UAE currently, and he is the TT champion. So UAE essentially blowing up their team after losing Pogacar, starting from scratch again. I would have thought they would have built around a rider like Ayuso, only 24 years of age, a young star for the future, still huge potential in stage racing, that's for sure. But no, he's on the move to DSM. So obviously we were just dealing with a rider from DSM in that Vuelta stage. Maybe they're cooking. Maybe they got someone on the way. And Interwanti retained Ewan. Oh no, didn't retain, sorry. Ewan Costu is on the move. Young climber from France. Got actually a very big future in climbing, I would say. All right, guys, join us next episode when, if I can get this to quickly move across, we take on stage 7, a hilly stage, stage 8, a medium mountain stage, and stage 9, a full-blown mountain stage. So it just gets progressively harder from here. That is the Volta a España. You can see, I think, what is it? There's 2 flat stages left. One of them's a time trial. It's going to be a brutal Volta, and hopefully for Albert, he's going to ride himself into some really good form because he has just been selected by Germany for the Euro Championships. So, unfortunately, TT is a little bit shorter than we're hoping for. But anyway, we are still missing those jerseys, and that is one of the massive goals for the season, is to finally tick those off. All right, guys, that's been it for this episode. Join us tomorrow when we tackle, well, on Thursday, sorry, when, no, I'm getting all my days mixed up. Join us on Saturday when we tackle those remaining, well, not the remaining stages, but the rest of the medium mountain-ishy kind of big stages in the Volta. Peace out.